Okay, so the goal is to build a robot that can find its way through this maze. The robot knows where it starts, which is one corner of the maze, and is trying to get to the middle. The middle is the square there that has one post in it. So there's 4 squares in the middle. Any of those would be a legal goal. It knows that this is a grid made out of 16 squares by 16 squares, and it knows that each of those squares is 18 centimeters from center to center. So, but what it doesn't know is where we put the walls this time. And so the walls are changed for every contest, and we design a maze ahead of time. We design a maze ahead of time, and then it's set up right before the contest. So the contestants have been working here for the last day or two to practice so that they get used to the conditions and everything, but this particular pattern they haven't seen. Now each contestant is given 7 minutes, and you get 7 starts. So this one has started for the second time. So he'll get 7 of those if he wants. The scoring is basically trying to get you from the beginning to the middle as fast as possible. So the time from the beginning to the middle is called the run time, and we don't count the time that it comes back. You don't get any benefit by coming back really quickly, but we do penalize you for taking a long time to search. And so 1/30 of the time that you spend prior to each run is called the maze time. And you can see up there the maze time is getting bigger and bigger. So on your first run you have no maze time, and on the second run you have all the time prior to that. 1/30 of the time that you spend on the maze is added to your run time. So we're trying to encourage you to search efficiently. That's basically the goal. By and large, the search is much less interesting than the actual runs, and so we like to encourage the entries. Now we also want to encourage you to have it as autonomous as possible. So if you don't touch it before a run, then you get a bonus of 2 seconds. And if you do touch it, then you lose that. And so there's a benefit to trying to make it autonomous. Unfortunately, it turns out that as the entry is running through the maze, it usually, the tires get dirty. And so high performance usually requires that you have clean tires. And so it's always a quandary whether to stop and clean the tires and get that penalty, or whether to try to do it without. So most people do both strategies. So did you decide to start it again?
Yeah, it's struggling here. We put an extra square, extra cell in there, so I thought it got to the centre when it was one off. It's really hard trying to get it to go around all these turns. It's not a nice maze for this mouse.
So I think I have programs here. Let me pass these out just to people that are interested. Let you pass these around. I have some more, but they have descriptions. Yeah, can you just give me that snack? It has descriptions of all the different entries and some technical information about them. So I'll just put these over here. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Chair. Oh no. Last year you did really well on things, right? But the improvements, and you never know. It's improvements in quotation, so sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. But it was doing well during the rest of the day. So these entries, typically this would be considered a wheelchair design, so it has two drive wheels on each side, 2 electric motors that are used to control each of the drive wheels. And then they usually have infrared sensors that are used to identify where the openings in the walls are, and then the sensors are also used to guide it. And so they're used for 2 different reasons. What runner we got? Yeah, you're almost done.
I think it's about 9:30. 9:30 when.
刚没有认真听很赞的。
Huh?
刚没有认真听。
I think that's
Sorry about that.
Shame we didn't get to the centre because it would have then attempted to do it with diagonals. But unfortunately, it's all that goes.